What's up? Welcome to this collective pick a card love reading to get aligned with your true self so that you and your true love, you're aware of who you and your true love is. Because you won't be aware until you find that key of who you are. So we got to find you. And first and foremost, you already are the you that you need to be in order for true love to be like here and now. We just got to sort through your clarity, your sense of, clarity and focus in the now, and really allow those past emotional, mental, different ties that we choose to keep tying, choose to keep believing in, to keep thinking that is still happening. Allow us to forgive ourselves, release ourselves of all the responsibility that comes into still tying yourself to those different parts of beliefs, opinions, way of life, lifestyle choices that we all choose to make. And this is going to be specifically around taking care of yourself when it comes to giving out love to others and also receiving love from others. But we're going to be specifically looking into giving out love to others when that's like your typical conditioning for you to feel like you are worthy enough to receive love. There is this kind of, if you will, I'm getting like a clause on like some kind of document, like a will. And it's like, in order for you as a person to receive love, you have to first give love. And there's an interesting, I'm getting some kind of shame that you feel around thinking that you deserve love in the first place, where it's not something that you're expected to give, but it's something where it's you expect yourself to give love first instead of be the one to receive love. And I'm getting that this is coming from a childhood conditioning where it's like a passed down tradition of like caretaking, where the parent is expecting the child to meet a certain standard in order for that child to receive affection, love, and care, to receive kind of the basics that a caregiver would be giving out instead of like conditioning out, if you will, if the caretaker themselves were like healthy in their own relationship with their own selves. So this is kind of like a passed down, if you will, ancestral, generational karmic curses. It's just a way in order for you to gain that independency away from your family, the people who you really were raised by, how would I put it? More and more people are being more honest about it being rough for them, where they were not given enough support in order for them to feel good as an authentic individual. A lot of people are kind of conditioned to have that expectation to give out their own authentic love before receiving it, in essence of filling up their cup first, I guess, more than anything is what's coming up, like the airplane method. So this video is really emphasizing on the whole airplane method of giving yourself the love that you know that if you did give yourself this, it'll really help kind of revive yourself in ways that allows your inner child to be okay releasing in terms of the past. Because there's something about how it's like these different places are kind of unraveling for you, but it's something also about how these different places also, in terms of modernizing it, I'm getting something of writing down as if your inner child is like speaking to you as like another person, where they're like you're writing down what your inner child is saying about these different places where you feel, I'm getting in places of love specifically, out of control. Like you're really wanting different areas in your life to go certain ways, but it's like the outside, for some reason, you're getting obstacles, or it's like no feedback. Like, yeah, there we go. It's like you're putting out, I'm getting some kind of like signal or something, and the kind of recipient of that signal isn't picking it up. And so there's something about you even understanding specifically why you're sending out this kind of signal to this certain person. And I'm being drawn actually in my third eye back to the beginning when I was talking about childhood conditionings and being aware of the people who raised you, their own relationships in the romantic sense, and how it is they handled love, who gave what love, was it conditioned, was it unconditioned, were both people in, or however many people in the relationship, were they all equal in terms of giving and taking? There's a lot of different things that can come into play, and you're going to be the one to really set the tone in terms of the backstory, if you will, because right now, imagine you're like a TV show character and it's like season whatever, it's episode whatever, but right now we're in the backstory, the previews of what happened before. And it's kind of like with those previews also, it's never really a specific kind of year usually. Like the narrator would be like taking us back to whatever kind of specific time. And so that's what I'm kind of getting in terms of this, when you think, or when you're able to, allowing yourself to go back and look at the past. I'm getting go very delicately, as if you're trying to not trample on any flowers in like a field, or like you don't really want to walk on any small critters, any insects or anything, when you're like walking on the ground. Like as humans, we're so big compared to an ant. Like we're literal giants compared to ants. So it's kind of like being able to be really mindful and aware of your approach, how fast you're going in terms of going to the past. Because I'm getting also, there's the tendency to really, really have that adrenaline going when you're really kind of going about this with this specific person, where you're just like so caught up on the feeling that you have for this person. Because I'm getting, it's like true love, but there's something about, it's like you finally have been able to find, this like TV show series that you've never been able to find it in person. Like I'm thinking actually specifically of this TV show. The season 2, I could never find the physical DVD set of this TV show. And I would look on eBay, I would look everywhere, and I found it one day. And there's something about, it's like this whole thing about letting go and then allowing the divine, allowing your spirit team, whoever you believe in that's helping you on like the other side, like your ancestors, believe you me, they want you to connect with true love, okay? Because that in the bloodline, let's get real, that's a sturdy connection to some decent root system, okay? Some decent root system, like ancient, because this is like you connecting to this person is like ancient connection. I am getting there's something about the physical though that's like something about that's catching an essence of that's what's catching you kind of up. I don't know why, but in my mind right now, I'm getting like a bunch of different people that, because the thing with this whole true love is like, it's about the feeling, it's about the embodiment of your true self matching with like someone else in their own true self embodiment, so much so that you guys are like, I don't know, very, very similar embodiments. And it's something about the deja vu, the familiarity of it, the over familiarity. Like when you, because I'm getting something also about if you're able to allow space to happen in between you and this person or people, certain people that come to your mind when you're like, who's my true love? You know, a couple people come up. Because I'm getting that you're someone who's been on this true love, true self, loving your true self journey for a minute. So you're really familiar of love that you need from another so that you feel supported as an individual. And it's like you don't have to change yourself. Just you being you is like enough for this other person to be like hook, line, and sinker. You're it, you know, you're on fire, you're so hot to this person. Like, oh my gosh, they bring a fire extinguisher everywhere they go in case they run into you, because they know the minute that they just look at your face, the minute that they just sense your energy is literally the minute it's like Niagara Falls in their pants. Boom. You know what I mean? They have to like use the fire extinguisher on themselves because like you set them on fire. Like you being you is like, oh, like they can't help themselves. Anyway, I'm getting caught off guard. Anyway. But yeah, there's something about it where your energy is like, I'm getting something where it's like you're kind of more of youthful energy, or like the energy you embody naturally is like, how would I put it, really youthful to this person. And it's something about, if you know their birth chart and your birth chart, seeing if there's any similarities, any compatibility, similarities in terms of signs. I'm getting specifically looking at your Venus, your Gemini, your sun. My sun is a Gemini, so hey, your sun. I'm also getting your moon as well in your rising, you know, your top three. Venus is going to be your love sign. And also I'm getting Mars due to passion. There's something about how your Mars sign and their Mars sign really like compatible, but also fiery, both, even if it's not fiery, very strong in terms of on their own. So you both separately on your own, very strong in like all the sun, the moon, the rising, and the Venus and Mars, very strong. And I'm getting it's because you both know each other, like you know yourselves really well. And so you knowing yourself, them knowing themselves, allows you both to experience a love where it's like blossoming, because it's also about this way of handling your anger, handling your Mars placement that is like it's prosperous and abundant and allows for creation to happen compared to before. And maybe you're still learning through this, which is totally fair, because I was totally picking up also needing to be patient with yourself as you work through understanding your anger, because it's something where it's either going to destroy or create, okay? Or maybe it's just like it's going to destroy and you're going to like be in some kind of, I don't know what to do. And then it's also the destroy and create. And I'm getting that the difference is you in any present moment you choose to be aware of, allowing yourself to reassess in the moment. Okay, allowing yourself to really analyze your embodiment. I'm getting like your energies, energies. Yeah. Something about what's the state of your emotions. Is that the state of your emotions that you know you want to be in? If you were aligning with your true love, right? The mental state also. What is the current mental state? Is that the mental state that you want to be in when you're going to be aligning with your true love? Because there's something about, how would I put this? The more that you concentrate on aligning with your authentic embodiment, which is going to be your true self, it's going to be how you present yourself, and you're different, but you're okay being different because you found out that that's what makes you special, okay? And there's something about how even trying to have optimistic affirmations, beliefs about supporting yourself on being different in the ways that you are is also, I'm getting, going to really help align you with your true love, because there's something about how differences are actually really key ways of kind of telling what's for you and what's not for you. And there's something about forgiving yourself of the shame of having differences, like knowing your differences and feeling that shame and believing in that shame, forgiving yourself of that, and renewing with the appreciation of how far you've come when it comes to your differences, knowing them, knowing that they are the diamonds into how special you are, into the miracle that you embody, that you are, that you express. Every action that you choose to make in whatever current moment is an authentic action. It is you in the moment. And there's something about how it's so incredible. I'm getting this feeling of like liberation, of very heavy weight about being different. You're different, and you try so hard to fit in with other people because you want to be accepted by others. And it's something about if you can accept yourself, especially in what sets you apart, and appreciate yourself in the areas where you're like, yeah, that's me, that's different. Something about literally just appreciating yourself is going to be just revolutionary. It's going to be a radical change. And also you're going to be able to show others in your local community, like in person, how to really appreciate yourself and how to really lift yourself up, even when others around you might be berating your differences. They might be bullying your differences. They might be trying to use your differences as leverage for them to feel better about themselves when you really know that your differences are not about whoever it is saying like your differences are bad. No. Let's not get confused, okay? The bully is just trying to bully themselves even more, okay? Every time that a bully is emphasizing to you, right, about whatever certain different kind of quality you have is actually like a spotlight of like the bully's insecurities, okay? So like if you really want to get down to it, let's reverse psychology in terms of in the moment it might feel like they're attacking you, but in reality they're voicing the wounding they have inside of them, okay? Totally could use it for anyone's advantage, all right? Do as you will with that. I will say love, right, in the moment is about, at that point, if you could dish out some pain, it's best to just forgive yourself of even that intent, okay? Let me tell you something. Me saying stuff really mean stuff that I'm like, okay, what the heck, because I totally understand in terms of the lashing out, in terms of like wanting someone else to feel pain, because you're like, why? Like literally, what did I do to you? Because your intention in terms of that, I don't know why I'm going off on this, all right, and I'll get to the cards, but there's something about how this whole, like, it's like this pull of competition about some kind of like, I don't know why, but it's like the okay, something moved on the table, y'all. I am so visited by some hello. We'll get to the cards, see what they say. Oh, I know what it is. It's gum. Okay, so there is something about, though, specifically how the form of bullying that you're receiving, it is related to true love. But there's something about, I'm kidding, that even who you're like, this is my true love, okay? Something about where you're at and where they're at, both of you need time in turn of working through this way of turning what you're like furious about, I don't know, with the past I'm getting, and turning it into some kind of productive passion for you. And it's like this, like, imagine it's a ball, okay? And there's like two sides. I don't know. Like, cut in half, right? It's like a hamburger, okay? Boom, flip the hamburger. Okay, you still got two buns. But the buns are different. The top is now bottom and the bottom is now top. Yeah, guys. Can I get a 69? Ooh, this is a perverted. Not too perverted. Okay. We all know what 69 is. And if we don't, Urban Dictionary is my go-to source, okay? Go-to source. If you need to understand modern phrases, Urban Dictionary is really go-to. Really go-to. Yeah, highly recommend it. Okay, so your work is to discover your work and then with all your heart to give yourself to it. All right, so get to work on who you are, my friends. That's what the whole patience is. There's something about patience through perseverance, who it is that you look up to in this very moment, who it is that when you listen to them, you're like, I trust your judgment. We all have those people in our lives, don't we? Whether they're online or in person. And it's something about remembering to be mindful of knowing that this random person, not random to you, they mean a lot to you, but it's something where it's their own opinion means more than your own in the moment that you decide to listen to someone else's opinion compared to your own. Wow, did we just hit some kind of jackpot? I think we did at 25 minutes in, no less. No less. 25. Oh my gosh, y'all. One day I'll talk about actually my journey through the dark night of the soul, because I don't know why that's coming up. Well, actually, there's other things coming up that one day I'll talk about when I have it prepped and planned. But it has to do with also like my mental health. So it's a little like, gotta be mindful for myself on terms of what I talk about. But I'm getting that this is something where it's like, yeah, it's like there's something about you that, okay. So it's something about your own struggle into feeling that sturdiness that you do with yourself, that connection to self. Within that connection, where it is within who you are as a person. I'm getting it's one of the embodiments, whether it's your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Okay, one of those embodiments, or maybe a couple, maybe all, maybe 3, 4, who knows. But there's something about how I'm getting that you're very much so cautious on being influenced by outside sources that are not the current sources that you're influenced by when it comes to these or this embodiment. And again, it's the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. These are all different embodiments that are like kaleidoscope designs. In terms, and you're not an object, okay? You are a miracle of life. But let's say you're a kaleidoscope. So you turn the scope, okay? And when you look through a kaleidoscope, it's going to have different designs. It's going to have different colors. It's going to have, every time you turn it, it's going to be different. So I'm getting that this embodiment or these embodiments, right now you're realizing there's a lot more sides to you in these embodiments, in this embodiment that is specifically connecting you to your true love. Let that sit in. Let that sit in. So your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart to give yourself to it, and then master your words, master your thoughts. Never allow your body and speech to harm others. So definitely this is talking about the anger, all right? Mastering when you want to act out in anger. Yeah, you know what though? Yeah. Okay, so it's the jealousy and envy kind of love bug. I so get it. There's something about how right now you are working on trying to transmute how you act with jealousy and envy. There's different ways that you can act with emotions. And I would say in terms of simple kind of start, it's like a T, or like, actually it's like a road that's splitting off, and you have one slower lane and one faster lane, and it's still going the same kind of direction. Took a road trip to Colorado, like lit. they have those kind of lanes up in the mountains. So, and where I'm from, there's no mountains. So really cool to see different ways to use lanes. Anyway, so there's something about how when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're like feeling that jealousy and envy specifically, and this is something where you're going to have to like pre-plan, maybe do some shadow work to uncover how to, if you will, wisely handle your anger, right? It's like hot potato. So there's ways to handle it. You can have gloves when you're dealing with a hot potato. You can have your bare hands. You could have tinfoil. You could have, your hands covered, not covered. So many choices. So in the heat of the moment, when you're like feeling the jealousy, feeling the envy, and you're like, and you're around whoever it is that you're like, this could be my true love, or multiple candidates of the true love, the true love title, whatever. So there's something about using your anger, using your passion, using the, passion of your anger, which is where the envy and jealousy is coming from. Finding out more than anything in the first place, why is it coming up? What about you? Because I'm getting that it's like, ooh, my hand. Okay, let me go to the cards, because they're like, go to the cards, Leah. What about you? Do you feel that kind of lacking? Where about it is it coming out? Because it's something about how it's like you believe you're less than, where they're going to lose interest in you. You're like, oh, it's like, okay, you in your authentic embodiment is something about you feeling like you're not enough. What? I didn't mean to laugh at you. I'm sorry. I had a Facebook update. I don't fucking know. I social media and I is hard. Anyone else get caught up in that? Like, I literally just got back on TikTok. I'm about to get off because I cannot handle it. It is too much. It's kind of like that, okay? Right now with envy and jealousy, it feels like it's too much for you. And I'm getting that there's something about how you back the heck up when you're starting out on the, how to put this? You're putting yourself out there with your true love, and then you start to feel the jealousy and envy, and then you back up. There's something about how using this in the meantime to learn how to handle that jealousy and envy in a way where you benefit from it, in a way where you grow from it. And I'm getting that when it comes to everything in the past, physically, you can't go back, right? But emotionally, mentally, even spiritually, you can. So there's something about how, in terms of you wanting to progress with your true love, needing to work on this envy and jealousy and allowing yourself to familiarize yourself to a point where you BFFs for life with jealousy and envy, where it's like they don't destroy all the hard work you put in terms of that bridge between you and your true love. More so, it is almost like a magnet for your true love to come to you even more, because there's something about, I'm getting something about, if you can forgive yourself of even feeling that jealousy and envy in the moment, appreciating it still as well. Because I'm getting something also where it's like, right now I'm being told to tell you to observe, not really discern or find any logic or reason when it comes to this feeling right now with the jealousy and envy. When you familiarize yourself enough with it, and you're pretty sturdy, I'm getting, when it comes to it, where you're not dragging yourself back to the past, that's when to do the shadow work involving the jealousy and envy, And then you're going to be able to uncover how it is that you're interacting with like jealousy and envy in your day-to-day. And then you're like, oh, I could change stuff. And you change stuff. And then in the situations where before you were like overwhelmed with jealousy and envy and you were acting pretty like immature, you're like, man, I used to do this like sort of reaction, and you're like having that weird kind of stuck stage where you're like, I know that I need to act differently, but there's something about like within the way that you are perceiving yourself in the moment when you are jealous and envious. There's like shame and there's doubt in you changing, and so that's like what to forgive and release. And then it's kind of like once you're there, then you have that space for peace. And it's like a really nice rest. Period, point blank, baby. We have, for the feminine, fall in love with yourself again to bring in the love of your life. Y'all, can I get, yes. Yeah, like, come on. You're an incredible, I just heard hot commodity. Or a hot tamale. Candy, and also the food, the delicious meal. It's a good meal. All right, let's go to the bigger cards. We got the Journey of Love. I want to see what's up in the land of jealousy and envy. Okay, so I do need you to buckle up, please. We are about to take off, and we're not in an airplane this time, friends. No, we're in a spaceship. I'm like Miss Frizzle's niece, you know. I don't know, but for realsies though, as we go through this, I'm gonna need you to ground for me and you, but for me too, but also for you, mostly for you. To keep a level head and kind of, yeah, the more you're able to also kind of, how would I say this? The more you can focus, the more I can get a more specific reading too, which hopefully will be able to help in terms of specifying, there we go. Being like, ooh, let's take this turn, and ooh, let's take that turn. So we got fire and ice. All right. Jealousy and envy. What good are they? What good are they? You know, we're always like, oh my gosh. So one thing is comparison. If you can understand how to use comparison in terms of observing. Ooh, observing. It's observing you in the moment where you don't see, you know, you don't see your shadow, but people in front of you, beside you, all around you, outside of you see it. So there's something about this is really coming to understand and appreciate and fall in love with the shadow of jealousy and envy, the shadow of it, the shadow of the comparison that you kind of had to adapt into in order to survive what you were given with childhood. Like, you had your own way of perceiving love, and you're like feeling the love that they gave you, or like, I don't know about this, sus. And so now you're like, okay, this is your opportunity, right, to give yourself the love. And I'm getting this is a love where it's about boundaries with yourself, when you recognize and realize, oh, of different habits that start you to compare yourself to others is the beginning of jealousy and envy in terms of your mindset in the moment. So that's really interesting of right now, what are you doing in terms of your lifestyle that sparks that comparison with yourself. And it's something about not changing like the habit, but changing the way that you perceive yourself with said habit. Can you look at yourself in a way of optimism within comparison? So inspiration, right? With jealousy and envy, the opposite of it, the benefit of it is it shows you different way, like different outside of you matter, physical matter that inspires you of like something within you. And that's like something you feel, right? Jealousy and envy is something that you see outside. Like you're like, look at that person. You're like, ooh. You're like in Mean Girls when she's like, was it Mean Girls or Cinderella Story? One of the two, where she's like, oh, I think it was Cinderella Story. Hilary Duff is Cinderella. Really good. I think it's Cinderella Story. Whatever. Anyway, so this like mean girl, popular girl is like, love her dress, hate her. Okay. So the whole catch-22 is the popular person is inspired by the other person's dress, right? Their style and everything, but using the physicality of that person as a way to give their like that popular person's jealousy, envy, like hate sort of thing. So there's something about having to allowing yourself having to go through perceiving jealousy and envy instead of being pessimistic and thinking that you're not enough, being inspired with the like opportunities and the opportunities that come with an optimistic mindset. Because I'm getting with fire and ice. I'm also getting the song Fire and Rain. I see fire and I see rain. That's all I got. I see fire and I see rain. I see fire. Is that, I don't even know who sings it. If that's even the title, but that's what I'm hearing. And I'm getting it's like in the heat of the moment, right? Where you're like really wanting, in terms of jealousy, you're like, I really want to be really quick with my actions. But there's something where it's like you're being asked to be patient with your actions until you understand what it is that you're picking up in terms of your perception in the present moment. Whoa. Like, so, jealousy and envy. You are being asked. Ooh, intimacy. Ooh. It's like this, I'm getting, it does have to be, it's like this disbelief. Like, okay, y'all, hear me out when I say this. You and your twin flame, true love. So many different titles I could put it, whatever. You and your, like, other person. Okay, I'm getting that there's something when it comes to jealousy and envy where if you're able to find a really cool way to optimize your mindset, where you're able to clarify with yourself, catch yourself up in the moment of boundaries with yourself when it comes to specifically jealousy and envy. I'm getting that with the intimacy, it's about the physicality. You're yearning so much for this connection to happen in the physical. And I'm getting that there's needing to be choices, lifestyle choices to make. with responding when it comes to previously reacting in moments where you now know you want to react differently. Now you know, looking back, that you were acting out of jealousy and envy. And it's something about how when you get to a place where you're like in an understanding with jealousy and envy, I'm getting you're also going to be able to be familiar enough with that feeling, that embodiment, where it's not so intimidating and scary to look at your past. In essence of like, what else do you kind of forget about that you can reminisce on and you're like, okay, yeah. Because it's something about, there's a lot of different holes in what you know, due to, I don't know how else to say, but due to sabotage, betrayal, where it's like other people really haven't really treated you well, and it led to even you having like barriers and distrust with yourself. We have Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. And then I'm going to end the reading after this. Number 28. It's my birthday. I'm 28. I don't know. That's my birth year? No, I'm 28. I'm so excited. I love getting older. Like, it's cool. The experiences, whoa. They weren't lying when they said life is crazy, because oh my gosh, every day. Are you kidding me? It's entertaining to say the least. Okay. Part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. Okay, and I'm going to do a invocation. Yes, I have enough time. Let's see. The invocation for this card, my friends. I call upon the healing grace of Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael, who love me unconditionally. May my own mind now gain rest, clearing, and refreshment. May I be assisted through unconditional love for mental healing and the development of my mind in service to my spiritual life purpose. Please help me let go mentally to allow for positive healing changes to happen. I ask for grace. I need to access all helpful knowledge, understanding, and wisdom necessary for me to fulfill my divine purpose. May my mind become peaceful, clear, and refreshed. May all beings be free from mental anguish through the grace and unconditional love of the divine. Through my own free will, so be it. Okay, that's a great place to end today's reading. My goodness, I'm just flabbergasted by the messages. The message overall is you are enough. And man, just accept it. You're perfect as you are. Oh my gosh, you don't have to accept it. But if you do, you can forgive it too. Like, you're like, there's no need for me to know anything more. Nothing less. Just to experience this current moment. Like, that's it. You know, it'll all work out. You will absolutely be having them extra points, extra credit every day, friends. Are you kidding? You don't even need to do anything for that extra credit to be coming in. The more that you realize you're like that magnet for the extra credit because you already are. Like, you already are. I don't know what else to say except you already are it. All right. You're the love of your true love. You've awakened to yourself, and that's all you need to do. And the more you awaken to who you are, the more your true love will be able to see that that's you. You're like the lighthouse in the storm for them too. You know what I mean? And they're the lighthouse in the storm for you, right? So maybe there is something to this about that whole inspiration for like what you want more of or what more you want to experience within the jealousy and envy that you have within the connection of your true love, right? Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so the connection with your true love. There's somewhere within it, like places where you're like, I really wish I could connect with my true love even more. Places like that, okay? Within you, the connection within your true self. Connect with yourself more in that way. And you're going to find there's going to be more opportunities to connect with your true love in that way too. The more you connect with your true self, stay true to you, y'all. Life. True that. Just kidding. I'll see you later.